Hey guys! Welcome to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. All the details are in our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share before we dive in. Thank you so much. Lately, one whisper has been echoing through every corner of the gossip world, that Yağmur Yüksel might be expecting, and that her boyfriend, Barış Baktas, has already slipped a proposal into this love story. Neither has issued a formal statement yet, but chatter among people who know them well suggests the pair could be on the verge of a brand new chapter. What set this wildfire ablaze were the small clues that never fail to catch the public's eye. In recent weeks, Yağmur has drifted toward looser outfits and a more sheltered routine, a sharp turn from her usual openness. Someone who used to post with ease and glamour suddenly chose silence, and that silence began to speak louder than any caption. Members of the team around her have hinted at a quieter, more inward mood, and just like that, speculation leapt from curiosity to conviction in some circles. As the rumor mills kept turning, a fresh claim about Barış burst onto the scene and rattled everything. Word is that he recently asked the big question in the most unpretentious, heartfelt way, focusing on feeling rather than spectacle. Those close to the situation say the moment was simple in design and overwhelming in emotion, and that Yağmur's reaction was pure joy. Some insiders even believe the couple has already sat down with both families to talk through wedding ideas and tentative plans. Their connection, born in front of the cameras and strengthened well beyond them, has united a fanbase that reads every glance like a line of poetry. Followers flood timelines with comments like, "The screen chemistry found its home in real life," while excitement snowballs around a possible ceremony. Each day the same question pops up with more urgency: is a wedding right around the corner? For now, though, everything lives in the land of whispers. One clear sentence from either of them could reset the narrative in an instant. Yet the stories whispered in corridors all point to the same conclusion: that the two of them are getting ready to make decisions that will shape both their private world and the projects they choose next. The entertainment sphere, forever hungry for the next reveal, waits for a signal, any signal, from their side. But the backstage murmurs don't stop there. People who claim to know Yağmur well say she's moving carefully through her days, guarding her strength and managing her workload with intention. Talk of trimmed schedules and gentler demands during intense sequences has injected more fuel into the pregnancy rumors. In celebrity life, these slow, nearly invisible changes have a way of foreshadowing headlines. Meanwhile, there's a growing chorus insisting that Barış is standing closer than ever, literally and emotionally. It's said they arrive on set together, leave together, and try to fold all the off hours they can into the same envelope. Friends whisper that he's been talking about his life as if the pieces finally align, which only stirs the conversation around both marriage and a baby. In a world where a single sentence can trigger a wave, he doesn't need to say much for people to read between the lines. There are now claims that preliminary wedding prep has already started, not in a grand ballroom style, but in a quiet, thoughtful way. We're hearing about location scouting, about dates sketched in pencil rather than ink, and about the desire to keep things intimate. It's believed that Yağmur prefers a ceremony built on closeness instead of opulence, and that Barış welcomes that vision. The idea is simple: let the love be the show, not the spectacle. Social platforms have split down the middle. Some viewers are ready to celebrate as if the news were official, while others hold back and say they won't believe it until it comes straight from the couple. Whether cheerful or cautious, everyone seems to be watching the same feed, waiting for a single post to rewrite the day. Their names keep leading headlines, and their quiet keeps those headlines alive. What hangs in the air is the sense that something big and beautiful might be on the horizon. The gossip world is braced for whatever comes next: confirmation, denial, or a surprise beyond both. It feels like they are approaching a season that could define them, not just as individual stars, but as a unit. Another thread tugging on the story is a brief escape the two reportedly took, a getaway designed to tuck them away from curious eyes. Word is they slipped out of the city for a few days to breathe, to rest, and to talk about the road ahead. When they came back, those who saw them noted a calmer softness in Yağmur's face and a protective warmth in the way Barış hovered just a bit closer. Gossip writers rushed to call the trip a turning point. People on set say there's a new rhythm between them, more careful with the outside world, more tuned into each other. Coworkers notice the small signs, the quick glances, the quiet smiles, the way a decision gets made without a word. The bond looks tighter, the bubble thicker, and in an industry that reads subtext for a living, the whispers turned into confident nods. The narrative about marriage and a baby isn't just living in fan comments anymore, it's moving through the hallways where rumors are born. There's talk, too, that families have been more present than usual. It's said that relatives of Yağmur have been visiting Istanbul more frequently, and that there have been warm, low-key meetings with the family of Barış. The mood on both sides, according to these accounts, is open and welcoming, as if the idea of a wedding has already found a place at the table. Some even hint at a cozy family gathering where engagement details were carefully explored, though no one will put a seal of certainty on that yet. Every new whisper seems to cement their place in the spotlight. Fans magnify photos and videos, hunting for clues in rings and wardrobes and hands touching at the edges of a frame. The quiet from the couple has become its own kind of statement, one that says, "We'll speak when we're ready," and readiness feels close. Neither the pregnancy rumors nor the proposal talk has been proven by an official word, but it's getting harder to imagine this silence stretching for much longer. The celebrity universe is doing what it always does in moments like this, holding its breath, waiting for a push notification or a caption that changes everything. It could be a sudden image, a few words tucked under a heart, or a direct message in an interview that flips the narrative in a second. Whatever form it takes, anything from Barış Baktas and Yağmur Yüksel right now would shake the day. In the middle of it all, their professional world keeps going, but with adjustments that only add fuel. Those close to production say the most physically demanding scenes are being handled with extra care, and there's a softness to the scheduling that wasn't there before. Some interpret this as strategic pacing for a personal reason, others view it as a smart career move. The truth, as always, probably sits somewhere in the overlap. And yet, friends insist that what matters most to them is the balance they've found. They spend the time they can together, and when work pulls them apart, they seem to find their way back as soon as the cameras stop rolling. People recall hearing him say recently that life feels like it's finally lining up, a sentiment that travels fast once it lands in the right ears. For fans who want the fairy tale, those words are enough to build a picture of what's coming. Conversations about venues have apparently leaned toward places with personality rather than pomp. Old gardens with stories in their stones, small coastal spots where the wind takes the lead, spaces where a moment can feel private even when cameras lurk far away. As for the timeline, no one dares to stamp a date on it, but the way people talk suggests that the season ahead could be the one where everything becomes clear. The comments online show two kinds of love, the kind that is ready to cheer them into a new life together, and the kind that wants to protect them from the frenzy. "We're happy for them either way," some write, while others say they'll wait, quietly, for the truth from the source. But even restraint can't defeat curiosity, and each day without a statement is another day of decoding the clues. When fans looked back at that short trip out of town, it became a symbol. The thought that they took time for themselves, away from the lens, became proof for many that serious conversations were happening. On return, the visual. Him holding space around her, her carrying a serenity that didn't need words, was enough to revive every rumor. The getaway grew into a legend, the quiet pause before the big announcement. Inside the industry, a hush of respect has also settled. Colleagues have stopped with the playful teasing and swapped it for knowing smiles. It's the kind of shift that whispers, "We know something meaningful is settling in." Those who were once casual about proximity now seem deliberate, careful not to invade a circle that's drawing inward. Family anecdotes add another layer. The idea that parents and siblings have already shared tables and traded stories feels like the last piece of a puzzle falling into place. People talk about how comfortable everyone seemed, how the conversations felt less like introductions and more like reunions. If there was an engagement discussion, it sounds like it was more about heart than logistics, what kind of life they want, and how to protect it from the noise. Right now, Fans are the detectives and the jury, studying every candid and every clip for the proof no one has officially supplied. The pace of their speculation matches the rhythm of their silence, and the longer that rhythm continues, the louder the guesses get. Will we wake up to a photo of intertwined hands and a ring? Or will it be a gentle message about a baby on the way, sent out without fanfare? Either way, the impact will be immediate. As we reach this moment in the story, the feeling that something transformative is near is difficult to shake. If the rumors are true, they are stepping into a happiness that's been building under the surface, a happiness they've chosen to nurture in private until it's strong enough to share. Perhaps the next chapter will appear in a caption, or on a red carpet, or through a close friend who couldn't keep the glow to themselves. And if the rumors aren't true, a single denial will settle the dust and return them to their routine, until the next wave of whispers, of course. That's the cycle. But the tone around this story is different, gentler, as if everyone agrees that whatever is happening between them deserves a little protection. Maybe that's why the speculation has carried a softness, even when it's intense. One way or another, the wait is nearly over. Whether it arrives as a serene black and white photo, a small statement on a late evening, or a candid video where laughter says more than words, any signal from Barış Baktas and Yağmur will travel fast. And when it does, the entire gossip world will recalibrate around it. Until then, we keep watching the quiet patterns. The shared entrances and exits, the supportive gestures, the days off that coincide. We notice the way work has adjusted so subtly that only those paying attention would catch it. We remember that love stories often reveal themselves in footsteps and glances before they reach the stage. That's where the story stands tonight, suspended between rumor and revelation, wrapped in the chemistry that first drew these two together, and sustained by the privacy they've built since. If this is the prelude to vows and a new heartbeat, then we're witnessing the calm before a beautiful storm. And if it's simply a chapter of growth, then it's one they've written with care. Either way, the next page will be worth turning. This brings us to the end of our video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to Turkish Spotlight Secrets and share this video so more people can join the conversation. See you in the next one, and until then, keep your eyes open. Because the moment they speak, we'll be here to tell you every detail.